What's up, everybody? We are back. John Delarose here, delarose.com. That's DELARROZ.com. I am a #1 best-selling author and award-winning comic creator, and I'm doing comic reviews, of course, to highlight my own books. I can't really say I'm like, do books like this. It's very different. Nothing is like this, honestly. It's such a wonderful stuff. But honestly, if you like comics, I would hope you'd check out my stuff. Those links are in the description below. Thank you so much for supporting the channel and everything we do here. Of course, my book sales help me to buy books so I can keep reviewing them. All right, Uncle Scrooge, The Golden Nugget Boat by Carl Barks. This is the newest book by Fantagraphics. Got this whole beautiful Carl Barks collection coming out. I think it's like volume 26 or 27. And I've read about half of them. I've done pretty well keeping up with these, which is good. It is volume 26. There it is. And like usual, this is a bunch of cool stories of Uncle Scrooge. These are all from 1960. The Golden Nugget Boat, they have a contest. They end up having to find some golden nuggets, and you just see just the expressive detail that Carl Barks puts into the art. Look at I love the silhouette panels. Those are always fun to look at. He's got his Golden Nugget Boat. And they end up having to chip that off to pay their passage over the course of things. And they eventually find this giant golden nugget and turn it into a real boat. And it's a cute adventure. And I've noticed that as the volumes have progressed, the duck adventures have gotten more and more wacky and less realistic, which is okay. It's pretty fun. So just out there, so imaginative. Who would have thought about this? As they go up to Alaska and do that. There's a few one-pagers in here, little shorts, which are fun. And then moving on to the next book, as they're looking for the this one, they're discovering the Fountain of Youth, and of course it just gets demoed and drained by a contractor at the end of it. But they do find some old school Spaniards who've gotten their youth forever. Good stuff. Clothes make the duck. This is probably my favorite story in here. Uncle Scrooge attempts to hide from Daisy's party by getting asked to go to it, and his clothes keep getting more and more tattered over the course of it. And they're gonna have a special guest, and he thinks it's him the whole time. But their special guest is honestly they have a homeless person who looks haggard. Picked to go and be the guest of the party, and they pick Uncle Scrooge because his clothes get so tattered over the course of the adventure. Is the funny part about that. Enjoyable. I think that's my favorite of the volume. Very different story. Then we get into some Beagle Boys action as there's a shrink ray, and they're trying to steal his money bin. They get shrunk down to the size of ants and have to deal Ant-Man the duck, duck ant duck. This one they go to the Congo real quick because there's a missing problem with Scrooge's stuff. Chuck Wagon Derby's really fun. This is a race. They make a chuck wagon. This is probably my second favorite of the volume. And they hijinks ensue in this race as they try to sabotage each other. The Mythic Mystery. This one it's very odd. They end up Thor ends up being these space aliens. This is the wackiest one out of all of them. And all of the mythology, they have Vulcan in there and everything. And it's going to destroy Earth if they don't stop turning iron into gold. Very interesting stuff. More Beagle Boys, the Midas Touch. Now this is one of the ones where they have this witch duck. And she ends up being used a lot in Don Rosa's run of the Duck books. So she's this is the one where she really goes after his lucky dime for the first time, and she becomes obsessed with getting his lucky dime later on. So this is a monumental story for Scrooge McDuck that ends up being used quite a bit in the future. It ends up being used in DuckTales also, and it's a long story. I think it's 18 pages. The Moneybag Goat. This was a weird one, not my favorite one here. And then it gets into some Gyro Gearloose stuff. This one actually has Scrooge along with him. Gyro Gearloose is an inventor, and so he invents very strange things, and then those gadgets usually get him out of trouble, or into hijinks and then out of trouble. This one, he's got a wood magnet, which he uses for baseball to manipulate a baseball game. Ends up causing some problems. I don't like the Gyro Gearloose stuff as much. I gotta admit, they're mean, there's nothing wrong with them, but I just don't like the characters much. So, but they're all short stories. It's very quick to read at the end of this, and I'd say the last few volumes they end up using different tropes or different characters at the very end, and they kind of tack these stories into here because they don't fit like really with their own volume. So interesting stuff as we get through towards the end of Carl Barks' run here. Very long run. But that's it. And then you get all these covers that he did for the comics kind of toward the back, along with some essays. Always cool. I love the covers. These are cute. I skip most of the essays. I read some of them if I have a particular interest in a story, but honestly, I don't care that much. And I read this one, The Best of the Dimes, because this actually told the story of the dime and the lucky dime and how that came in there. You get the biography and then where the stories have first appeared. Good stuff. Uncle Scrooge, 9 out of 10. This is a wonderful read. It never fails. These Duck books are just always going to be good ones. No matter which one you pick up, it doesn't matter which volume it is. Honestly, you're going to have a good time. You're going to get an enjoyable read that's just wonderful from start to finish. And that's it. All right, leave a comment down below with what you think. Hit that like and subscribe button. We'll be back soon.